Okay. Okay, so the sugya that we're doing is Kamta u'Bar Kamta. You guys probably heard it from Rabbi last night. I'm gonna try to say a pshat today. If you guys want, the Gemara is in Gittin, Daf Nun Ham with Bet. Yeah. Okay. So the story goes the following. You probably heard of it many times. There's different ways of interpreting the whole story. So the story goes the following. A Kamza u'Bar Kamza charuv Yerushalayim. Because of Kamza u'Bar Kamza, Yerushalayim was destroyed. What happened? Dehahu gavra derachme Kamza uva devava bar Kamza. There was a man that he loved Kamza, but his enemy was Bar Kamza. So I have a question to you guys. If I want to open up a story and I want to say there is a loved person, there's a hated person here, I wouldn't have used the words Derachme Kamza uva devava bar Kamza. What would I have said instead? That Ohavo aya bar Kamza, that his loved one was Bar Kamza. Vesono, but his hated one was Bar Kamza. So why does the Gemara tell me Bar Devava is someone that he hates? What does Bar Devava sound like? Let me have a thought of what it means. Bar Devava? Bar Devava? I don't know. To figure it out. Bar Devava. Okay. Let's move on. Avatsudata. So this man created a meal. Makara. Amar le'lishmayei zilati li kamta. He told his servant, go bring me kamta. Azalati bar kamta. He went and brought him bar kamta and said, Ata ishkecha, came the day of the party, and he sees that bar kamta is saying, Dehave yetiv. And Amar lei, and he said to himself, Michdi, dehu gavra, ba dehu gavra. So he sits down. He's looking at the whole party, the owner of the party. He points at Bar Kamza, and he says, let me analyze the whole case here. He says, this man is an enemy of this man. Meaning, he's speaking third party. So the first question is, why are you speaking third party? Why is it so weird way of speaking? But just another really interesting, I think, very, the Mefarshim scream at this, is why is this story called a Kamza u'Bar Kamza charuv Yerushalayim? We know that from here on of the story, Kamza is not even involved in the story anymore. The story's about two men. It's about the Bala Suda, the owner of the meal, and Bar Kamza, the man who he hated. Why are we blaming Kamza to be even a part of the story to begin with? Furthermore, I think we could ask, why is it Bar Kamta? You know the man doesn't like you. This man is hosting a meal. This man is creating a meal. You're getting invited in the meal. Wouldn't you think the first thing it is, it's a mistake? Why would you even try to go? Why? Oh, you want to say maybe to create peace? So I'll tell you, very pashut, you want to create peace? I would have taken him to the cafe. I would have sat down with a cup of coffee. No one right now in the stress of a party that he's hosting for his kids, or hosting for himself, no one right now wants to deal with his enemy at the party. I promise you that. So it's very hard for me to understand why Bar Kamza even went to go to the party to begin with. So the Torah story continues is, the Bal Suda sees Bar Kamza. My baitach, what are you doing here? Kum, get up and get out. Kum puk. Amar lei, Bar Kamza looked at him and told him, Hohil ve'ati shabakan, since I already came over here, let me at least pay you for what I ate and drink. Don't let me leave for free, let me pay, don't embarrass me, come on. Amar lei, he said no, get off. Amar lei, paga. Let me pay let me pay at least for half of the meal. Well, you have how many guests here? 300 people? Let me pay for 150. Doesn't care the price. He doesn't care about the price. I'll pay for it. Says no. Amar lei, Yehaveni lecha damei kula sudatecha. Let me at least If you don't want to pay half, I'll pay for your full entire meal. The guy looked at him. He said, no. Okay. Amar lei. So what happened? Amar lei. So what happened? Nikte be'adei. He picked him up by his hands. Ve'okima ve'ofika. He picked him up and he threw him out. Amar lei. So he said to himself, Bar Kamta, he's being thrown out, he's embarrassed like this. Ho'id ve'av ve'etiv Rabbanan. Since all the Chachamim sat down at the party, ve'lo machu beh, and no one decided to talk up, no one decided to protest. Shema mina kanicha lehu. It seems to me that everyone is okay. I'm okay with what happened. So the Maharsha asked, I don't understand. Why did the Chachamim talk? You guys see someone being embarrassed. What's wrong with you? Amar lei. So what happened was, after all this happened, so what did he do? Ichul behu kutza de malka. He went, Bar Kamza, and went to complain to the king of the Romans. Amar lei de Kesar. He told the Kesar. He told the Kesar of the Romans. Mardu becha yuhadi. All of the Jews have rebelled against you. So Amar lei mi imar. Who told you this? Who told you that the Jews rebelled against me? Amar lei, he said to him, Shadu lehu korbana. Go bring them, give him a korban. And what will happen? Chaziti mekaven lei. And go see if they mekarev the animal, meaning go see if they'll bring it as a korban. So the first question I was really difficult with was, if you, Bar Kamsa, have a problem with who is your problem with? Chachamim, the owner of the party. I'll give him better options to take revenge. Go take a gun. Go to his family and kill everybody in his family. But to go to the extent and to put everyone under the bus, no, I'm sorry, it's a little dark here. But to go to the extent and put everyone under the bus, all Am Yisrael is ashamed. Well, what's going on here? Why is it that Bar Kamsa decides that if they're against me, so too let's say all Am Yisrael is against me.
Betrayed, probably.
But to the extent to put everyone down the floor?
Yes.
Listen, it was just the Chachamim.
But no one said anything.
Everyone at the party.
Everybody at the party, no one said anything.
All these people
So
looked
betrayed
at
by
it and
Allah.
thrown out.
Okay, so I'm asking you, you think everyone in the city is at this party? I don't think so.
No, above 300. You said a number.
No, I'm just giving an example.
As an example, I'm saying it's for sure in that time, most of the city was at that party. And for him to get that embarrassed, he wanted to get everyone back. I'm not saying, listen, for sure it's not the right thing to do. He's going to do whatever he needs to do, and someone's mad. No way
He's
he meant
black.
that. It's for sure, Nick.
Okay, I hear.
Uh,
Let's move on. So what happened was the problem. I'm going to say the story outside, just for my own eyes. What happened was the following. The guy takes the korban, Bar Kamsa takes the korban. The Gemara describes that he took the korban, he was walking towards the Beit HaMikdash. He takes a little sword out, he gives a mum on the lip, some say in the eye. The Gemara says the reason for that is because for us it's not considered it's considered a bal mum, for us it's considered a blemish, but for the Romans it's not. So therefore, they would have a good claim. He came to the Beit HaMikdash. He came to the Beit HaMikdash and he told the people in the Beit HaMikdash, no, what are you guys going to do with this? So they looked at him and they told him, maybe we should do it because of Savu Mipnei Shalom Malchut, in order to keep peace inside the societies. Okay. In the end, Rabbi Zachariah ben Avkulus stood up and said, we can't do this. Why? Because people are going to think that it's okay to bring a blemished animal. The Gemara then continues, maybe we should just kill Bar Kamsa, and therefore he won't go back to the Roman emperor and complain. And then he responded, he said, no, we can't do that. Why? It's because people are going to think that whoever brings a animal with a blemish will be killed. So therefore it says, Mishum, because of the anava, because of the humility that Rabbi Zachar ben Avkulus had, the Beit HaMikdash was destroyed. The first question I asked was, why is it, Rabbi, I don't understand this part was so interesting to me. Why is it, Rabbi Zachariah, you're very, I guess, very knowledgeable man, you're Kohen Gadol, you're a Rabbi, you're the head Rabbanim of the Beit HaMikdash. You can't make an announcement, Rabotai, I'm making a one-time heter, one-time leniency for this animal to be in. Why? Because we might have a chance, or we might get destroyed here. You couldn't do that. And the last thing the Gemara says, because of his humility, because of the anava that Rabbi Zachar ben Avkudus had, we lost our home. I have a question for you guys. You think anava is the right word to be used here or no? What did you have said? מה היה צריך להגיד? נו? הזות. I would say stupidity. I'm sorry to say it, Rabbi Zachariah, but what's going on with you? You have to make... I hear your taina, I hear your claim, but at the end of the day, you have Am Yisrael's sake, everyone's in your hands. So, we should understand what's going on with Rabbi Zachariah. So, I was thinking of the following. Last week, I was supposed to give the shir. A week and a half ago, I was supposed to give the shir on Shabbat. What happened was, I get 6 o'clock, I have all these questions on the sugya, and I don't know what I'm gonna say, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I remember, I was like, well, 6:40, I have to be in Sholoshim. I have to give it to the shir to the kids. So I said to myself, I'm like, okay, let me think what I'm gonna do. I said, it's 5:50, I was on the walk home. So I said, okay, I'm gonna get home and think of a pshat. So I get home, 6 o'clock, I'm thinking, I'm breaking my head, nothing is coming in my head. I told myself, I meant, the man of Israel have to know this pshat, have to know what's going on here. This time I open up the Mesifta, I look in the back, nothing. In the end, I found a Maharal Miprag. The Maharal Miprag says the following. It doesn't say everything I'm going to say right now, but he says the beginning to what I'm saying. The Maharal Miprag says the following. What is the definition of Kמצא? Anybody take it that? Yes? Kמצא, that's what I thought too. Kמצא, מה היית חושב? Kמצא is, someone is a קמצן, אבל the Maharal Miprag אומר משהו, he says something unbelievable. He says, the definition of Kמצא is someone who is used to pushing himself away, pirush v'chiluk, of separating himself. That's what Kמצא means. Milashon kmitza, from the Kohen Gadol, used to take away, he used to do the action of taking away, of one of the actions of the Kohanim, he used to take, of the Korban, he used to take away a type of flour, and it was Milashon kmitza. So they say that Kמצא is Milashon kmitza, which means pirush v'chiluk, to separate himself. So this man lives a philosophy of what? I want to be isolated. I want to be away from society. But what does Bar Kמצא mean? What does Bar Kמצא mean? מה זה בר קמצא? נו, take a guess, מה?
Son of the...
It's son of Kמצא. But there's another explanation to Bar Kמצא. This is creative, but listen up. Bar Kמצא means anything except for Kמצא. There was another man in society, we don't know his name even. We didn't know his name. There was this guy Kמצא, but there was another organization called Bar Kמצא. We live a life of what? Anything except for Kמצא. So there's a machloket here of not two people, I'm trying to Chadesh, but two organizations. One organization is called the Kמצא side, where we like to live a life of being isolated. We like to live a life of not being a part of the society. But there's another organization called the Bar Kמצא, except for Kמצא, meaning we want to combine societies. We don't like the lifestyle of this guy Kמצא, of living a life of isolation. So the machloket found to be here is the machloket found to be on philosophy. Of what's the definition of life? Is the definition of life being isolated from people? Or is the definition of life living a life of achdut, of living a life to being together? That's the machloket between Kמצא and Bar Kמצא. If we understand this so, the whole sugya makes sense. What happened? Kמצא ובר קמצא חרו בירושלים. דההוא גברא, there was a man, דרחמי קמצא, he liked being on the Kמצא side, this man, ובא דבבה בר קמצא. But what did he look at בר קמצא as? Bal devarim. He looked at him as your organization trying to make a change of nothing. Stop! Stop trying to make a change from nothing. Bal devarim, you guys are just speaking. Avad Sudate, this man created a meal from the Kמצא side. Ma'u amar, what did he do? Amar le lishmae zilati li Kמצא, go to the Kמצã side, bring me my friends of Kמצא. But what did he do instead? What did he do instead? He by accidentally brought Bar Kמצא. He brought the exact opposite of what he asked for, meaning, I asked you to bring the head honcho of the society, but now you're bringing me the exact enemy. What happened? Bar Kמצא pitom comes to the party, eats pita, hummus, salad, chips. Ma kore po? Why are you coming to the party? Why are you coming to the party? This is unbelievable. Bar Kמצא finally thought to himself that this man, the organization of Kמצא, they probably decided to make shalom. They probably decided to live a life now of peace, of harmony, of maybe combining the societies to be together. So that's what Bar Kמצã thought. They thought to themselves, let's come to the party now, and let's be a part of a society where everything is together. We're combining societies. Comes the party, and the Bala Seudah Gia to Misiba. He sees the whole of the Mesubim, he sees all the parties, pitom, he sees Bar Kמצא. He sees the guy representing Bar Kמצא, he says to himself, whoa, ma kore? Bichte. De'ahu gavra ba devava de'ahu gavra. Meaning, this man sitting down here, Bar Kמצã, he's not my enemy. He's an organization enemy. So what does he say to himself? De'ahu gavra ba devava de'ahu gavra. This man is a man of words of that man, meaning Bar Kמצã is a man of words of Kמצא. He's been trying to change his words. So what does he say? My baitacha. What are you doing here? He's questioning him. He's trying to understand what is he doing here. He's never been in a situation where Bar Kמצã came to a Kמצã side society. He says, Kumpuk, get up and get out. But what did Bar Kמצã respond back to him? Bar Kמצã responded back to him and told him the following. He says, I am willing to pay you for what I ate and drink. You don't want me a part of society? You don't want to do the work to be a part of your society? I'm willing to do the work myself. I'm willing to take out of my own money and pay for this society. I'm willing to join you guys with my own money. He says no. He says, fine, that's not going to work. I'll pay for half of your society. I'm willing to invest my own money in half of your society. He says no. So if that's not going to work, maybe if I pay for your full society, it's going to work. If I'm willing to pay for your full society, maybe that will work. He says no. He picked him up and threw him out. Up until here, there's an unbelievable yesod Bar Kמצã learned. Bar Kמצã understood the following. If this man is against me, and also if all the Chachamim stood quiet, they are against me. And if they're living a life of being against everyone, who are they also against? Not just me, who else? The Romans. He said, they're also against the Romans. It's a good background music, you know, the ring.
Like this.
With the thunder, huh? What did he do? He comes to the Roman emperor. He tells the Roman emperor, listen up. The Jews don't think they just rebelled against me. They rebelled against you too. Because if they're living a life, a philosophy of living a life of isolation, of the Kמצא side, they're also against you, Papa. Sorry, that's what it is. Oh, so what does he say? This is unbelievable. He says, how do you know this? He says, give him a korban. Give him a korban, you'll see. Baal Kמצא takes the korban. What does Baal Kמצא do to the korban, guys? What does he do? Tell me. Mum. He gives him a mum, right? What is a korban supposed to signify? When someone gives a korban, back in the day in Beit HaMikdash, what would they do? Someone right now breaks Shabbat. What would they used to do? Bring a korban. Yeah? So what was the korban representing? The sin that they committed. So someone right now broke Shabbat. The korban is a sin of Shabbat. So if we give it to the Beit HaMikdash, by the way, one of the reasons we lost the Beit HaMikdash was also one of these reasons. Because people, they started not appreciating the averot and the mitzvot. People just started sinning willingly. So sinning, you know what, right now I could go cheat on my wife. You know, I could go cheat my wife. And what would happen was, he would go, just give a korban, and everything is fine. So Hashem started seeing this. So people like, they don't care anymore. Break Shabbat, no problem. Korban, everything is fine. Eat non-kosher, korban, everything is fine. So Hashem said, if that's the case, Shapach chamo al etzim v'avanim. He destroyed his whole home. He decided to destroy his whole home. He didn't want it. So if this is the case, I don't want it. Baal Kמצא, he showed his emotion on the korban. What was Baal Kמצã's emotion? Why was he angry at the moment? He was angry that the Chachamim saw everything and they didn't say a word. So what did he do to the korban? What did he do to the animal? He gave a korban benif sfatayim, at the lips of the korban. They saw it, but no one spoke up. He says, if this is the case, I'm presenting my emotion on the korban. He comes with the korban to the Beit HaMikdash and he blames the Kohanim. What does he tell the Kohanim? You guys are the issue here. You guys represent Ohev Shalom ve'Rodev Shalom, the Kohanim, the Beit HaMikdash, the people that work there. And because of you guys, we have a void in society. We have the separation found to be in society. People don't like each other. There's a separation. It says you guys are to be at fault here. Because you guys, Kohanim or Ohev, represent Ohev Shalom ve'Rodev Shalom. What did the Kohanim realize right away? The Kohanim realized maybe we're at fault here. Why? We're at fault. He's making us realize that we're not taking care of society properly. So what did they say? The Gemara says, Savur l'kirva u'mipnei shalom malchut. They thought maybe we should bring the korban. Why? To keep society safe. They finally start to think of society. But an unbelievable thing happened here. Rabbi Zachariah ben Avkulus, he was tapped into his emotion too much. Which emotion was he tapped into? Anava. Someone who's an anav, what is an anav? An anav is someone who mashpir et atzmo, he puts himself down to always try and learn from the other person. Meaning, I'm always trying to gain from other people. Rabbi Zachariah looked at Baal Kמצא and he was trying to understand what was hurting him. But the problem with Rabbi Zachariah was it backfired too much. He understood of Baal Kמצא that who was the issue here? Baal Kמצא, by the way, he was the big main issue here. We'll explain in a minute why. But Baal Kמצã was making him feel like Rabbi Zachariah was the issue because he wasn't taking care of the society. So what was Rabbi Zachariah's response back to Baal Kמצא? We can't bring this korban. Why? Because society is going to think that it's okay to bring a korban right now. That is a Baal Mum. He was thinking too much about society. And he wasn't thinking about the situation at the moment. So they thought, wait, Rabbi, so maybe we should just kill Baal Kמצא for him not to go back to the Romans and complain. So Says, no, we can't do that either. Why? Because society is going to think that it's okay to bring a ban mum as an animal, as a korban. He was thinking about society too much. And that's why the Gemara concludes. Because his humility, because his humbleness, he used the midah of being humble at the wrong moment, the wrong time, and that's why we lost our home. And to further expand on this, I just want to talk about the void of society that we have found to be in society nowadays. Nowadays, it's very interesting how people, they right away, they how do you say, they put you in a side, they put you, you wear this kippah, you wear this, you dress up like this, you're chashuv rabbi, You wear this kippah, you wear a polo shirt, you wear the jeans, you're stam, you don't know anything. It's so sad nowadays that you see this a lot. In America, it's less common. Other places, it's more common. But it's so sad to see people categorize other people right away. We make an image of someone else right away in our head. We didn't even know the person. And it's so sad to see this because this is the reason we lost the Beit HaMikdash. Where one person looks at another person and, because how you dress, because how you talk and how you look, I hate you. Sinat chinam. An unbelievable thing that we have inside of ourselves. And we just do it. Our bodies, automatically we look at someone, I hate you. Why? Why is that so? Why do we hate other people? You know why? Someone told me one time that his mother is a part of an organization found to be in Lakewood. It's an organization where people, let's say they hate each other, families have issues, and there's no one to cure them. So this woman goes and she's a part of this organization where they cure the fights. So she explains that what is the reason right now, if let's say I'm walking down, okay, let's say someone who's used to saying hi all the time, okay? He's walking down the street and he says hi to everyone, okay? Everyone responds back, hi, 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 hi. One person doesn't respond back, hi. Do you think this man will be upset at that person? No? You don't think so?
Depends on the person.
So I'll give you guys a chidush. This person that says hi to every single person, and one person doesn't say back, I am 99% sure this guy will be offended. Do you know why? Because when does a person hate someone else? It's because when I do something and someone else doesn't return it back to me, that's when I hate you. This is why that person will come right now and hate you. Because if I'm someone that says hi all the time, and you don't say hi back to me, then we have an issue. Because I'm someone that says hi all the time. And I'm sorry, you have to respond back hi to me. Because I expect the response back. That's the definition of what goes on in Am Yisrael nowadays. Nowadays we have the issue of the following. Where we turn goodness to one person, but we expect goodness back. Rabbi Edgy tells me that when they went to Colorado with the boys many years ago, you remember this? Oh, you were there, yeah. So they went to Colorado with the boys. Him, Gil, Ami, all the guys went. And I remember Rabbi Edgy told me he invested so much of his time, of the flights and the Airbnb, the ski resort, a lot of money. It's a lot of money and a lot of his time. He said he made it with the boys one condition. He told the boys, I'll give you guys a condition of at least, minimally, wake up for shacharit. Please tell me if this is true. This is what he told me. He said, wake up for shacharit. So the boys were like, Rabbi, of course we're going to wake up shacharit. You booked the whole trip for us. Okay. Rabbi was nice to them too. He did it like a 9 o'clock minyan. I think 8:30 minyan he did it, you guys. I'm not sure exactly what the minyan time was, but I know he did it a little bit later than the actual time. Okay? So come day of the party. Gil, Ami, Rabbi gets up. They wait. They see no boy there. they told themselves, okay, let's go wake them up. So they send, I think someone was sent to go and wake up the boys. And I had milchama. There's another Baal Kamsa who comes in the house. They were pouring water. Oh, they're bargaining with him. Rabbi, 10 more minutes. Rabbi, 15 more minutes. Leave me alone. And what's going on here? So Rabbi Gilanami sat down. And Rabbi was devastated. It's like, I don't understand. He says, how can it be? We invested so much. They promised us that they wake up for Shacharit, and then they don't wake up for Shacharit, I guess. That's what the maskana of the story was. Or they woke up, and it was just like, it was basically like a tova, like, we're doing you guys a favor, Like, we didn't even want to be there. So one of the guys found to be there said the following. And this is actually an unbelievable yesod we should take for ourselves. He said, our mistake was we invested a lot in this trip, but we expected things back. He says, our whole job here is what? To do kiruv. Kiruv doesn't come back with expectation. We're here to have fun with the boys. If we change our outlook and look at everything now and say to ourselves, we're not here right now to make sure it's a whole structured system where we're waking them up, they're coming, they're giving it back, because we pay for their chips, they have to now wake up for us, If we don't look at that mindset anymore, maybe everything will be changed. So that's what they did. They said to themselves, we're not going to expect anything from the boys. And all three of them said, Rabbi Gil and Ami said this was the best trip they had in their life. Because their mindset switched from what? From being, we're not expecting back, we're just going to let it be.
We're expecting too much.
We said this morning, one of the songs we sang, I don't know if you guys saw, there's a lot of kinot we sang, but one of them we sang was a very interesting one. I want to give a quick explanation about what had happened. You guys heard of the Asara Hogei Malchut? Anybody heard of what happened? So one of the songs that we gave there was speaking about what exactly happened with, let's really show you guys inside of what exactly happened. This is very interesting. And I want to kind of share, this was an unbelievable story. This is unbelievable. Look what happened. One day, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Sam Belev Kesar HaMelech HaRomi, he put in the heart of the Roman emperor to start learning Torah. He wants to start being stark, as they say. You heard, David? The Roman emperor wanted to be stark. He wanted to learn Torah. What happened? He started learning about Torah. He started learning. He was a good lamdan, I'm telling you. He knew how to learn. I'll show you guys in a minute how he knew how to learn. He starts Parashat Bereshit bara Elokim. He starts learning Chazanut, Makamim, everything, mamash. He starts going through the Torah. He gets to the story of Yosef and his brothers. He's like, wow, unbelievable. Go, he's learning Torah. He starts learning about Yitro, Matan Torah. He says, Ezem Pele, Yitro, unbelievable. He starts going, Moshe, Pitom Maka את rock. He starts learning all the Torah kula. Pitom he comes to one pasuk. The pasuk says the following. Ish shemocher et achiv mot yumat. The pasuk says in the Torah, whoever sells his brother dies. So now it becomes mixed vorot. Look what he says. He says the following. If by the time of the Achim of Yosef, if by the time of the brothers of Yosef, they sold Yosef, and the Torah doesn't talk about anybody's death. If that's the case, and we have an issue in the Torah, your Torah is not accurate, Jews, because your Torah tells me later on that what? V'ish shemocher et achiv, whoever sells his brother, mot yumat, you die. And if that's the case, that you die, then why didn't the brothers Yosef? This is the Bam Shada, by the way. I haven't seen Mefarshim talk about this even. Huh? No, there's obviously tirutzim. Whatever. You have to understand what was happening at the time. So what happened was the following. he calls the 10 Chachamim of the city. He says, if HaKadosh Baruch Hu, maybe HaKadosh Baruch Hu forgot, maybe he forgot to kill the 10 Chachamim. Maybe I should do it for him instead. He calls the 10 Chachamim of the city. He tells the 10 Chachamim, Chachamim, I have a question, guys. What's the deen? He start testing them. What's the deen if someone sells another Jew? So all the Jews respond, all the Chachamim, Mot Yumat. He says, great. And if that's the deen, if Mot Yumat, you are all dead. So they said, why? They said, he says, you guys don't know your own Torah. The Torah says by Yosef and his brothers that they sold Yosef and no one was punished. And if that's the case, I'm coming to do Hashem the favor. I'm going to punish all you guys. Okay. What? Now, how are they going to respond to answer like this? So they told him, give us 2 days. Rabbi Yochanan was the head of the group. Rabbi Yochanan, the Gemara says of his beauty, he was so beautiful, right? It was so beautiful. He went to another very beautiful person. Who was he called? Rabbi Ishmael ben Alisha Kohen Gadol, which the Gemara in Brachot says, Rabbi Ishmael Kohen Gadol, Nichas Naktir Ketoret, he went to go bring a korban, and he was talking with Ziva Shechina, he was talking with Hashem. If you guys listen to Avram Fried, he has a song about this. Famous very song, Tanya. Okay? So מה קרה? They come to Rabbi Ishmael. Rabbi Ishmael is atu betzitzit vetfilin. They look at Rabbi Ishmael. He said, Rabbi Ishmael, we have horrible news. He looks up at them and he says, Ma, Kodesh Kodeshim, Rabbi Ishmael, if you understand who he was, he was the son of Malach Gavriel. He was the son of Malach Gavriel. Just a quick story of how Rabbi Ishmael, I've said this a couple of times, probably you guys heard this. But Rabbi Ishmael, how did he become the son of Malach of Gavriel? Rabbi Ishmael, this is an unbelievable story. His father, Ishmael, he was a big Tanah who him and his wife couldn't have kids for many, many years. One day, his mother asked her husband, I don't understand. All the Tanaim, they have children, I can't have a child. What's going on here? So now he told her, he says, all the other Tanaim, says when the wives come out of the mikveh, he says, if emroim davar tameh, chozrim vetovlim. If they see an impure animal item, they go back and they dip. You guys have to understand, a dip in the mikveh, back in the day, was mesirut nefesh. It wasn't like nowadays where right now we finish Baruch Hashem Hilchot Nida in the Kolo. We also talk about mikvot a little bit. But we went to go see Bnei Sfaradim, the mikvah for the woman, for all the mikvahs for the woman over there. The Rabbi Edry here showed us a tour of how everything is. The Mamash Gan Eden. They have the AC units, everyone has their own little room. A woman of Mamash, they have a Gan Eden, they have a spa there. Back in the day, you know what it was? They had iced river. They had to break the ice and they had to dip inside. Rabbi Ishmael's wife, Rabbi Ishmael's wife, one day she decides to go dip in the mikveh. She wears the chaluk. Snowing outside, freezing cold. She goes, takes a big stick, she breaks the ice. She dips. She comes outside. She sees a dog. She says, Kibalni, I already took upon myself.
She's a dog.
She sees a dog, devar tameh. It's an impure animal. I'm going to go back and dip. I'm going back and dip. She goes, breaks the ice again. Freezing cold. Mesirut nefesh. She comes out. She sees a cat. She says, Kibani, I took upon myself. Guys, you haven't seen what the Midrash says. The Midrash says 40 times she went back, forth. 40 times. Malachei HaSharet came in front of the Kadosh Baruch Hu and told the Kadosh Baruch Hu, I don't understand. How long are you going to make this woman suffer? Leave her alone. You know what Kadosh Baruch Hu says? One more time, and she's going to get a son, שיראה זיו פני השכינה. Her son is going to see the face, my face. No one else was able to see. Rabbi Ishmael is going to see it. What happened? She dipped inside the mikveh. She comes out. She sees her husband waiting by the entrance of the mikveh. She says to him, "What are you doing here?" He says, "Boy, come." They were able to be together that night. But she didn't know who she was with was Malach Gabriel. Malach Gabriel was sent from HaKadosh Baruch Hu to go and give this woman a baby. And because of that, Rabbi Ishmael ben Elisha came out. Rabbi Ishmael ben Elisha, Kohen Gadol, Tana HaKadosh, Shira Kol Baruch HaKodesh, that he had a chavrusa with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Every single day he would go to Shemayim and talk to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, chavruta. That's who this Tana HaKadosh was. Today Rabbi Shlomo Edry spoke, and he said, they one time asked the Gaon Vilna, if someone, do you understand the mashmud of being a Tana? So I heard this different than Rabbi Shlomo. We said similar, but I heard it different. The Gaon Vilna said, to understand the Tana, we'll never understand the Tana. He says, but the Gaon Vilna, the guy that knows the all Torah Kula, back, forth, everything. He says, if I were to learn for another 22 hours every single day for the rest of the next 2 years even, I maybe would have gotten to the ankle of the Rambam. Maybe. So understand who the Rambam is. If the Gaon Vilna is someone who learned all Torah Kula, back, forth, inside, outside, he said that about the Rambam, we can understand who the Tanaim were. So I think we gave you guys a beautiful Agdama. The 10 Tanaim that were found to be at this door, we don't understand the B'dikut Hashem that they had. They were talking to Kadosh Baruch Hu. It was in front of them all the time. Hashem was found to be inside in front of them. They come in front of Rabbi Ishmael ben Elisha. If you understand, this man looked like Mamash like an angel. He was also a very, very good looking man. It's not going to make sense. You're going to see how the song makes sense what we sing today. What happened was Rabbi Yochanan told him, Rabbi Ishmael, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Rabbi Ishmael told him, give me a second. The Midrash says he covered himself with tzitzit. He says he put himself down and he went to Shemayim. The Midrash says he stood in front of, he went to go find the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Pitum HaMalach Gabriel ra'a oto. He says, Rabbi Ishmael, what are you doing here? You came too early. He said, I have to understand. There was a gzera made that asara hogei, asara tzadikim yamutu, and the 10 tzadikim in our door will die. I want to understand. I want to speak to Kedusha B'richa. I want to speak to Hashem and ask me if it's a true gzera. Malach Gabriel told him, Rabbi Ishmael, I'm sad to say it, but it's true. HaKadosh Baruch Hu looked through every generation, future, present. He looked through every generation, and he couldn't find one generation that had 10 tzaddikim like the Shvatim. You guys are the only 10 tzaddikim that are found to be like the time of the Shvatim. Mishman said, okay, and Baya. Kibleni. If that's the case, I have to go back and respond to the all tzaddikim and Motanim and tell them. He came back and told them, guys, it's time. We're the ones that we have to take care of all of the tzaddikim. And the Midrash says, Shekiblu tzeh be'ava. There was not one person that spoke up over it. There's not one person that complained. Just understand what level the Tanaim were. It even says, the Gemara Brachot says, Daf Samech Amud Bet, in the bottom over there it says, Rabbi Akiva, who was also one of the Asara Gei Malchut. Everyone knows the famous story of Rabbi Akiva, where they took him out and they started to skin off his skin. That's what we said in the song over here. They started to skin him. Where does it say that over here? It was unbelievable.
The Romans, you know?
The Romans started to skin. That was the way they killed Rabbi Akiva. Now I'm going to go into each one of the deaths and probably get a little bit probably go into details. Don't be scared about it. This is the mitzvah of what happened. Rabbi Akiva, when they skinned him, the Gemara Bachot says, he started saying Shema Yisrael. So understand what level these people are. It's not a pashut story at all. Saying Shema Yisrael. his Talmidim that were watching this, they were screaming, Rebbe! Ad kama! How long can you suffer? How long can you serve Hashem anymore? We understand. You want to be a tzaddik in front of us? Do you want to serve Hashem? It's great. But to do it to the extent where your skin is being peeled off, you know what he said to them? You know what kind of tiruts he gave them? He said, my whole life, I've always wanted to mekayim, to finally fulfill the mitzvah of the Shema for the fullest way. ואהבת את השם אלוקיכם, ולעובדו בכל לבבכם, בעצר הדור ועצר הרע, ובכל נפשכם, he said to me. He says, I never was ever in my life to serve Hashem with my nefesh. To serve Hashem is to serve Him until you're going to die, until the day you're going to die. He says, this is my finally my izdamnut, to serve Hashem until the fullest way. That was Rabbi Akiva, guys. Furthermore, Rabbi Ishmael, this is unbelievable what they did to him. Rabbi Ishmael, I told you guys, because he was a dmut of a malach. He had the beauty of a malach. This is kind of interesting what they did to him. They took Rabbi Ishmael, they put him in chains. The guy sends his executor, the Roman priest, is like, kill him. They take the sword, they're about to swipe. Out of nowhere, the Roman's daughter, she starts screaming, saying, stop, Abba, stop. So what do I mean, stop? So he starts screaming, stop. The guy stops. Everyone's looking at the daughter. He said, I've never in my life seen a man so beautiful like this. He says, don't kill him, I want him. He says, Betty. He says, I know you want him as your husband, but you have to understand, this is a decree, I decreed. So she said to him, please, Abba. You know, it's a daddy's daughter, you know. I have to listen to her at the end of the day. So what did he do to Rabbi Ishmael? They did even worse. The Midrash says they started to peel off his skin and left his face. They started to peel off his face. They made a doll in a room with Rabbi Ishmael's skin in order for her to look at him because he was so good looking. It's unbelievable what the Romans did. The Midrash goes into detail of every single one of the deaths of the people, of the Tanaim that we lived. All the Tanaim HaKadoshim that we had, the Midrash goes into detail into what happened to them. Guys, I'll finish off like this. By the way, just to see what we're saying. After Rabbi Ishmael, he came back from Shemayim, he spoke, and told them what Hashem said. וציווה בליעי, להורגם בכוח ובקל. ושניים מהם הוציא תחילה, שם גדולי ישראל, רבי ישמעאל בן אלישע כהן גדול, ורבן שמעון בן גמליאל. So they first took out רבי ישמעאל ורבן שמעון. קרות ראשו תחילה, הרצה ממנו ליבון, and he starts going into details. This is unbelievable, and this is what he talks about, where freedom, his daughter came out and said, Abba, we want to keep his face. This is unbelievable, and this is what we're thinking about. I want to conclude the following. We say every day b'tfilah, אמר רבי אלעזר, אמר רבי חנינא. תלמידי חכמים הרבים שלום בעולם שנאמר וכל בניי do amazing things in this world. But that's only going to come if we have this message in our head that we are the builders. And how do we become builders? We become builders, but I see someone else, I'm right now going to do something to go and mitaken Beit HaMikdash. So to think, what was Beit HaMikdash destroyed by? Sinat Chinam. Shelo baruchu b'Torah tchila. The Gemara says, Shelo shamru et Shabbat. The Gemara says, Shelo kuru Shema et b'Shacharit v'Aravit. The Gemara goes in detail to understand what happened to it. Why was Beit HaMikdash destroyed? I want to say the following. If each one of us take this message, the Beit HaMikdash will come faster than anything else in the world. If we understand to ourselves, the Beit HaMikdash was destroyed because of all the reasons the Gemara says in Shabbat, or all the reasons the Gemara says in Nedarim, Bav Matzia, all over in Ta'anit. where they go into the description of why the Beit HaMikdash was destroyed, and that's why the blocks were taken away. There was no more blocks. How do we restore a block? By taking something that we learned of why the Beit HaMikdash was destroyed and fixing that. I want to metaken this. I want to fix this. So the example is, everyone says you should love a fellow Jew. But I want to say even more than that. To love a fellow Jew is very pashut. It's not pashut, it sounds very, okay, to love a fellow Jew, I could say it's very hard to love someone that someone did to you personally, you hurt you. It's very hard to forgive. That's an avodah b'pnei atzmo. That's not something you could do in a minute. People say it's something so pashut, go forgive him. Not forgive him, It's very hard to say that. I don't even just forgive someone. But I will tell you the following. If we understand that right now everything that we're doing is Laman Beit HaMikdash, to build a new Beit HaMikdash, and we all have the same factor, we all have that same goal, all of our hatred will go away. Because our end goal is the same. We want the Beit HaMikdash. We want Moshiach. How do we get it? By having the same goal. It's like you see in the movies. Pitom you see in the movies how you see a guy that hates each other, but what do? They team up to go get to the other guy. Why you guys hate each other? How are you guys going to go team up to get the other guy that you guys both hate? It's because they have the same goal. If you guys have this, if all Am Yisrael have the same goal, the goal is we want to build the next Beit HaMikdash. If we make our goal right now to do what? Our goal is that we're going to marbeh shalom, do great things. Like now we're going to build the Beit HaMikdash. Yirah Tzon, B'ezrat Hashem, that we all have the same goal of building the Beit HaMikdash. And like that, we're B'ezrat Hashem. Not today, not tomorrow, but in a minute from now, we're going to have the next Beit HaMikdash.
Amen.